Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are doing amazing. So welcome all of you at AriserTalent. So today we are going to start a very new chapter of our class 9th chemistry, that is matter around us pure. So what we have discussed previously, we have a discussion about the first chapter, that is matter in our surroundings. Now we are going to start, is that matter present around us is pure or impure. So this is the name of our second chapter. Now basically in this chapter, what topics we are going to cover here. So first note down the topics that we are going to discuss in this chapter. So first thing we are going to discuss is all about the introduction part. Firstly, we will deal with introduction and classification. That the matter around us is pure or not. We have the different categories that we are going to deal today, but first part will be the introduction and the classification. Second thing, we are going to discuss about pure substance and its types. Secondly, we are going to discuss about mixtures and their types. Third thing will be about solutions and their types. Next category will be, this is the first half part of the chapter. In the next half part of the chapter, we are going to deal with the separation techniques. Clear? So, in the next half part, we will discuss about the separation techniques. There are many separation techniques for the different type of the components, and lastly we are going to deal about physical and chemical change. Okay, so these are the main topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. So there are several topics that we are going to cover in this chapter. So we are starting our chapter with the first one, that is about its introduction and classification. So have you ever observed that everything around us is a matter we have dealt in the first chapter? But have you ever observed that is that matter pure or impure? This is a point of discussion here, that the matter around us is actually not pure. Why it is not pure? Because it is not made up of the same kind of the particle. If I am considering the soil, you can see that in the soil different constituents are present. Some particles are sand, some particles are clay, and some particles are silt. So soil is a mixture of different type of the components. So I can say that it is not pure. If I am talking about water, what we have observed in the water, it is not made up of the only single component. So I can say it pure. Actually, it is made up of the two major components, that is hydrogen and oxygen, and along with the impurities are also present in it. So we can say that it is again not a pure substance. So in nature, several things are found, and you cannot say that the matter around you is a pure. Actually, it is impure. So matter around us is not pure, it is actually impure, and there are several examples, like I have taken the example water and soil, so you can take many more examples. So actually we have categorized the matter into pure substance. Now what is pure substance? Pure substance is a matter that is made up of only one kind of the particle. Okay, and it is again categorized into the two categories, that is mixtures and solutions. Clear? So we are starting our chapter with our first topic, that is about pure substance. So we are starting with the flow chart that we are going to deal in this chapter. So we have to identify that is matter around us pure or not. Clear? So if I am classifying the matter is actually divided into two categories. And what are these two categories? These categories are pure substances and mixtures. Clear? So entire matter is divided into two categories. Either it may be the pure substance or it may be the mixture you have. So this is pure substance and this is mixture. Now pure substance is again classified into two categories, that is elements and we have compounds. Clear? It is again classified into two categories, elements and compound. So this is element and this is the compound we have. If I am talking about the mixtures again have two categories, that is the homogeneous one and the heterogeneous one. So we can say that mixture will have two categories, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. So this is the category of the mixture we have. Now, if I am talking about element is further divided into three categories, and these three categories are metals, non-metals and metalloids. So these are the three categories of the element you have. If we are talking about the compounds, again in compounds we have two categories, that is the organic compound and the inorganic one. So this will be organic compounds and inorganic. So this is the flow chart which is depicting that how the matter is divided. So matter is actually divided into two categories, that is the pure substance and the mixture. Pure substance we will have two categories, that is element and compound. Again we have the three subcategories, that is metals, non-metals and metalloids. And in compounds you have organic and inorganic one. And lastly the mixture is of two types, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. So if you know the flow of the chapter, it will become very easy for you to understanding each and every definition in a more simpler way. So we are starting our discussion with pure substance because the matter we have discussed in our previous chapter. So let us start our discussion with the pure substance. Now, what is pure substance? Pure substance is a homogeneous component, or you can say that it is a homogeneous substance which is made up of only same kind of the particles. If I am talking about iron, it will consist of only single kind of the particle. So pure substance is a homogeneous component and having only one kind of the particle. If we are talking about mixture, it is not made up of the single type of the compound, instead it is made up of more than one kind of the particle. So let us write some important definitions here. So the first one is about pure substance. So now what is pure substance? Pure substance is a homogeneous substance which is made up of only one kind of particle. If a component is made up of only one kind of particle, we can say it is a pure substance. And what will be the example in this category? There are many examples in this category like iron, sulfur, etc. Many examples we have. If we are talking about mixture, mixtures are those substances which are made up of more than one kind of the particle. So let us write the definition of the mixtures here. So what are mixtures? which is made up of more than one kind of the particle. Substance which is made up of more than one type of the particle, and the example we have here is water and soil. So I can write here the examples are water and soil. Now, after discussion of pure substance and mixture, what is the first category here? You can see that the first category here is elements. So you have to deal now with the element. We have heard about the term element so many times in our day-to-day life. Okay, so what actually are the elements? Elements are actually the pure substance which is made up of the same kind of the particle and whose further division is not possible. If you want to separate them, it won't be possible to separate them easily. Suppose if I am talking about O2, O2 is made up of O atom and O atom. It means it is the same kind of the atom you have, but it is not possible to separate this component. Clear? So, firstly, let's start our discussion with elements here. So, the next definition will be the definition number 3rd, and it will be about elements. So, what are elements? Elements are those substances which is made up of same kind of atom and whose separation is not possible. So, the separation of these components will not be possible. So, I can say that these are our elements, and the examples here we have are oxygen, nitrogen and hydrogen. These all are elements here. Okay. So, we have discussed about the pure substance, we have discussed about the mixtures, and we are moved to a category that is all about the elements. Now, there are many elements in nature. So, only one exception is there. The metals, the elements we have in the nature, the bromine is an element which is occurring in the liquid state. Apart from that, all are solids. Clear? And very few among them is gases here. Like fluorine, chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, these all are gases, and rest of the elements that are present in nature are actually solid. So, elements are actually classified into the category that is the solid, liquid and gas, but this discussion we have discussed in our previous chapter, that is our chapter number 1. But now, in this chapter, you have to deal about element in metal, non-metal and metalloid form. The solid, liquid, gas of a element form we have discussed in our previous chapter. So, in element category, I am starting my discussion with the first topic, that is about metals. Clear? Now, we have heard so many times about the metals. We can say that aluminium is a metal, iron is a metal. So, what actually are the metals? Metals are those substances which have a free electron available in them and have a tendency to conduct, which have the ability to conduct, are known as the metals. Clear? So, in nature, we have a different kind of the metals, and these metals are again categorized in the form of the solid, liquid and gas. Okay? So, about 92 or 82 to 92 metals are present in the nature, among which few are liquids and few are gases also. Clear? Non-metals. In non-metal category, you have about 22 non-metals. Clear? And in the category of the metalloids, we have almost 11 type of the metalloid. But what actually are the metalloid? Metalloids are those substances which are between metal and non-metal. For some time they will behave as a metal, and for the other time they will behave as a non-metal. So they are going to possess the characteristic of both metal and non-metal. So I can say that this will be termed as a metalloid. So we are starting our discussion with elements here, and firstly we are going to cover these three topics: metal, non-metal and metalloids, and rest of the topics we will cover in our next lecture. Clear? So let us start our discussion with metals here. So about our very first topic here will be about metals. So in nature about 82 to 92 metals are present. Clear? About 82 to 92 metals are present, and among which almost all are metals, but a few are liquid and gases, and that I am showing here. So this metal is classified into three categories. So firstly I am going to deal about the gases, liquids and solid. Clear? If I am talking about the gases, the gases which are metals are actually, or we can say that the gases which are elements are oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, helium, argon, neon, krypton, xenon and radon. These are the gases which are in the elemental form you have. If I am talking about bromine, bromine is only a liquid non-metal. Clear? If I am talking about solids, the rest of the elements are solid. The rest of the elements you have are solid. Clear? So only bromine is a liquid here, and rest of the elements we have are metals only, which are in their solid state. So if we are going to deal about the metals here, only 22 are non-metals. Only 22 are non-metals and rest of them are metals. Clear? Rest of the elements we have in nature are metals, only 22 are non-metals. Okay? And these 22 are again categorized into three categories, that is solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so these 22 non-metals we have, these 22 non-metals we have are categorized into three categories, that is gas, liquid and solid. Clear? Now among these 22 non-metals, we have 10 gases. Okay, we have 11 gases actually. One is liquid and rest 10 are solid here. Now, which is liquid non-metal we have available? Mostly the question is asked in the exam, which is the only liquid non-metal. So, the answer here will be bromine. So, bromine is a non-metal which is actually occurring in the liquid state. If I am talking about the gases, which gases are non-metal? So, the gases which are non-metal we have are oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, helium, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are the gases you have. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and we have the 11 gases here. Clear? So, what are the remaining gases? We have oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, helium, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, and we are left with 2 more terms, that is and these 2 terms are our neon and chlorine. Clear? So, these are the gases which are found as a non-metallic form. Now, if I am talking about solids, I have the 10 type of the solids here and these 10 solids are actually the non-metal here. And in this category, what are the non-metals we have? They are boron, sulfur, phosphorus, arsenic and carbon, tellurium, iodine, silicon, selenium, tellurium and one is astatine. Clear? So, boron, sulfur, phosphorus, arsenic, carbon, tellurium, iodine, silicon, tellurium and astatine, these are some of the non-metals which are in the solid state you have. So, there are 22 non-metals which is categorized as, one is a liquid, 11 are gases and 10 among these are the solids you have. Clear? So, and rest of them are the metals only. So, metal and non-metal. After metal and non-metal, we have the third topic, that is about the metalloids. So, this topic we are going to cover in our next chapter and we will see what are the special property of the metal and non-metal in our next lecture. So, this lecture is over here. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.